everybody. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'd like to invite you all to come forward as we get started with our first songs. So let's welcome our band and sing together.
Thank you, Pastor Natasha. So first song will be Sailing with Our Father.
If the trip you're traveling is long, wishing for a new day to come, when the sun rises in the morning, we'll set sail and move on, and we'll be sailing with our Father. You know His ship will never sway.
Thank you. Next song will be See Through Children's Eyes.
Life is pure, the world is new, the sun begins to rise. Love is here and we are free to see through
Thank you. Thank you so much to our beautiful performance from our band. Thank you so much, everybody, for singing. And welcome once again. This is the Capital Family Church Nova Center, and I am the pastor here, Natasha Phillips. This is my son, Nathaniel. You want to say hello? Welcome. He is starstruck by all your beautiful faces here this morning. We have a lot of fun, inspiring things in store for you this morning. We'd like to start off first by taking a few minutes to greet each other. I want to ask you to give a special big hug and welcome back to Dr. Wayne Miller and Marion Miller, who are back with us here. And we continue to pray for their son, Sonhyun, and his wife, Yolshim, in Boston. So, please give them a big hug, and we'll come back in a couple of minutes. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. What do you think?
You're so happy today.
Didn't have a nap. You're gonna get tired. Like, do you want to give? Okay. Thank you, everyone. Let's find our seats. We're going to have one more song, a performance song, right, from our band. So let's all sit down and enjoy together.
Okay, so this performance song is called Thank God I Do by Lauren Daigle. And I think it's a really good song because, like, we live our lives and sometimes we forget about God, but, like, we should always offer our gratitude to God and for all that they've done. I've seen love coming, I've seen love walk away, so many questions. Will anybody stay? It's been a hard year, so many nights in tears, all of the darkness, trying to fight my fears. Alone, so long, alone. I don't know who I'd be if I didn't know you. I'd probably fall off the edge. I don't know where I'll go if you ever let go, so keep me held in your hands. I've started breathing, the weight is lifted. Here with you it's easy, my head is finally clear. There's nothing missing when you are by my side. I took the long road, but now I realize I'm home with you. I'm home. I don't know who I'd be if I didn't know you. I'd probably fall off the edge. I don't know where I'd go if you ever let go, so keep me held in your hands. I don't know who I'd be if I didn't know you. I'd probably fall off the edge. I don't know where I'd go if you ever let go, so keep me held in your hands. You're my safe place, my hideaway. You're my anchor, my saving grace. You're my constant, my steadiness. You're my shelter, my oxygen. I don't know who I'd be if I didn't know you. Thank God I do. I don't know who I'd be if I didn't know you. I'd probably fall off the edge. I don't know where I'd go if you ever let go, so keep me held in your hands. I don't know who I'd be if I didn't know you. Thank God I do.
Thank you. That was such a beautiful song and testimony to God's love, right? I don't know who I'd be without you. And thank God, right, that we have this relationship with our Heavenly Parent. And I feel so encouraged by those words to think that no matter what is going on, in our lives, right, God is always with us and won't abandon us, right? So before I give the main message, I'll just offer a short opening prayer. So if you'll bow your heads with me. Dear Heavenly Parent, beloved true parents of heaven, earth, and all humankind, we are nothing without you, Heavenly Parent. We are your children, your sons and daughters, and you are our Creator, our parent, the source of all the love that we can experience in this world. We pray that we can truly appreciate and value this relationship and nurture this bond with you today and every day, whether we're at church or whether we're at work or out with our friends, wherever we are. We know first that we are here because of you. Pray, Heavenly Parent, that we can feel your love today and that we can spread this love to others around us. We pray that you can open our ears and prepare our hearts to receive the message this day. That pray that you can speak through me on this stage and that we can all feel as brothers and sisters here in this community. I pray this in my name, Natasha Phillips of the Phillips Blessed Center family. Jew. Okay. All right, so yes, this morning I am emceeing myself, so please welcome to the stage our pastor giving the sermon today. All right, thank you. Yes, I'm pulling double duty today because actually next week I will not be here, so I feel like really sad about it in a way. It's like, like I'm leaving my family, It's like, I'm so sorry to you all that I'm not going to be here next Sunday. But it's an incredible opportunity to be part of this Women's Federation retreat. And I really want to invest in Women's Federation and make that another avenue, to bring people in and connect them to our true parents and true mothers' vision, especially for true womanhood. So I'm hopeful that after this retreat we can officially start a chapter here, and you'll be hearing more about that. But I'll be going representing this community, and also another young mom, Irina Sakata. She's coming with me and her 3-year-old daughter. So we'll both be there to represent. Anyway, so that's why I won't be here next week. But today, this is my topic: unity within and without. I knew the whole week that I wanted to talk about the topic of unity, and I couldn't think of the title. So actually I came across an old book on the topic of harmony written by Paul Werner in the 80s. And one chapter talking about unity had the subtitle, Unity Within and Without. I thought, oh, that's perfect. So I borrowed that from him. Can't take credit. What do I mean by this, right? It's talking about the unity that we can experience within ourselves, right, and with others, with our relationship with our Heavenly Parent and with those around us, with our community, with our world. And there's several reasons that unity just seemed to come up for me this week. The first one, if this is on, let me see. Okay, I did press the green button, but the side button. Thank you. Yes. Okay. Now I see numbers. Cool. All right. This is the first reason. So this week was October 3rd, 1990. That was called the German Unity Day, or Tag der Deutschen Einheit. As you may know, I am part German. I was born in Germany, and I feel very closely connected to that part of my heritage. So since you have a German pastor, you get to hear about this too. Your privilege. But you're probably aware, right, of this long time that East and West Germany, right after World War II, were divided. It was the communist East and the democratic West, and there was a long struggle and also a push by true parents, right, for this reunification. And there was, this famous rally, we're bringing down the wall in Berlin, and all those efforts were made. And finally, right, November 9th, 1989 is when the wall fell. And from that time period, they started working towards reunification. October 3rd, which they commemorate now, was the day that they had this treaty of reunification signed and officially dissolved East Germany. Right, so that's why we commemorate this as our national day, the same way we have July 4th here. Right, and this is a day to celebrate unity, right? It's called the Unity Day. And the reason that it's so significant, first of all, it's very rare to find a country that has divided and then reunified, right? Okay, I don't know of any other modern examples. We have like Sudan that has separated, right, to South Sudan. We have, of course, North and South Korea, and we're still praying every day for reunification there, right? So we can look to the example of Germany when we talk about unity. And it's not a perfect union. We still have, even now, 35 years later, differences, right, in the ideologies and the spirits and how people are in East and West, and people in the East that are sometimes even longing for days. They have nostalgia for the days in the past, which may sound crazy or unbelievable, but, you can always find something, right, that, like, oh, this was better for me, maybe, so it's, that is incredible, but it's true. So even so many years later, reunifying a country, it's so difficult, right? Unity is something that is really, really hard to achieve. It's not something that you can just say, like, oh yes, let's unite into one, right? And then it'll magically happen, It's difficult to achieve if it's within your own self, right? Or in your family, with your spouse, or on a really big scale, right? Like with a nation or on a worldwide level. And it's really hard to find examples of real unity in this world. I think that if we want to look for the real ideal example of unity, then first I think of our Heavenly Parent, right? Our parent is the source of all love and truth and goodness and unity as well, right? There's this dual characteristics that exist in complete harmony within our Heavenly Parent, right? The masculine, the feminine, and the dual characteristics that we all emulate, we have inherited. And yet within ourselves we're struggling with the different things that we have, different minds. But in our Heavenly Parent, we have this complete oneness. And secondly, our true parents, right? And I want to mention this point because there are people who will say that, well, true parents don't really seem united, and that's the reality. There's people who will criticize True Mother and say that, well, you're saying things that are different from what True Father said, and how can you say that you're united with True Father when you're doing all these new things and different things? But what I would say to that is True Mother has the motherly perspective, right? And True Father has the fatherly perspective. But both of them have one common purpose, right? One common goal. And that has never changed, right? Both of them want to bring the whole world united under God, right? That is their goal and their purpose. So this unity is something that is based on something that's much higher, right? And that is something that can never break. It has never wandered. So each person, True Father is an individual and True Mother is an individual. They have their own points of view or own perspective or own things that they are bringing towards this goal, right? But the goal does not change. And I think that is the important thing to remember. So when I think about, reunification of Germany, there was a single goal, not a simple one, but a single goal, right? To reunite the country and bring the people back together, right? Reunite all the families and everything that had been divided. And that was achieved. So there may still be differences in opinions, difference in ideology, different economic standards, but they did achieve this idea of coming back together as a single identity, a single country. And that in itself is a huge victory. Okay, so I wanted to bring America into this too because my husband is American, and although not on paper, but I do feel part American as well. So I wanted to bring in something that Yeah, this was actually mentioned by Ishwari, who attended the Women's Federation Bridge of Peace last week. You know, she brought this phrase back to my attention. E pluribus unum. So unum, the Latin word for one, it's actually where the word unity comes from, right? So out of many, one. And that was on the old coins, and it was like a old motto of this country, right? Talking about the original 13 colonies. Out of the many, all the colonies, there became one, right? One United States. And this is another example of different, countries or different states, in this case, coming together as one, right? On a bigger scale, uniting for a common purpose, right? They all wanted to form this one identity and call themselves American and be for serving the whole, all the people in this land. And I think that is a very admirable and beautiful goal to have. Of course, the reality is that, we see a lot of disunity in our country today, right? There is a lot of ways that things have broken down. We see a lot of divisions in political ideas, right? And especially in the politics. We have an election this year, and that always brings even more to the foreground. But in other ways, we are different too. There's all of these ways that makes us think, how can we be all united? We have to keep the higher purpose in mind, right? That above all of the differences we have in our ideologies and our ways of thinking, our opinions, we are all here to serve this one country, right? To be standing together as one people under God. And that is the only way we can overcome all these differences. We cannot enforce or forcefully just try to bring one perspective, over to dominate over the others. That will never succeed. It can certainly not be done through violence, right? People threaten violence all the time and say, if you don't do it the way I want you to, well, I'll make you. But that doesn't really bring about the unity that we desire, that our Heavenly Parent desires. So, why is unity so important? Why do we talk about this? Well, firstly, it's because the whole universe can't exist without unity. This isn't the principle, right? Everything in the principle is based on relationships, on give and take. And if these interactions aren't united, there's chaos. Things just fall apart, right? Everything, from the way that our bodies work, right, has to exist in unity. The way that we breathe in and out, the way that our blood circulates, the way that atoms behave, everything in the universe really is based on working together for a common purpose, right? Things are interacting in unity and harmony. So, yeah, unity is the basis of our lives. Here's a quote from the Chanseongyang. This is talking specifically about our own internal unity, right? Our unity within. I'm sure you're all familiar with the concept of mind and body unity, right? This is something we've heard a lot. As the gap between the mind and body widens, the amount of distress increases. Suffering and tragedy take hold. Thus, we need to narrow the gap between our minds and bodies until they unite into one. If we cannot do that, this world will never know peace or happiness. Even if the global battle ends and we try to live in peace, we will not see hope, fulfillment, or peace unless each of us ends our own internal battle. Right? All this is to say that the unity within comes first. Right? We can't have the unity without if we do not have it within. If we don't have this one clear purpose for our lives, right, that our mind and our body can be united on, then we cannot live in harmony with others. We cannot have harmonious relationships in our families and with our community. So this comes first. And I wanted to mention one example. This was a an article that I had read in The Guardian last week. It just popped up into my feed, and I was like, wow, what an inspiring person. So you may have heard of her already. Has anybody heard of Courtney Dauwalter? No? Okay. Oh, yes, one person has. Great. So she is an ultra marathon runner. So that's someone who runs really long races, right? So that's more than the 26 miles of a marathon. It can be 30 miles. It can be 3,000 miles. There's a range. So some of these races last days, right, and includes breaks for sleep, but then you continue running. It's incredible. So to be someone who goes into ultra marathon running, you need a lot of dedication. Like, you need to train your body. There's a lot of mental work that goes into this, right? To have that kind of focus, endurance, right? Your mental fortitude, so that you don't give up. So this lady, she's now 39 years old. She's known as one of, or maybe the greatest of all ultra runners, male or female. Okay, she started off as a teacher in Colorado, and she had been athletic, and from high school on, she had been running, but she just decided, at some point in her mid-20s, that she wanted to go into ultra running and make that. She left her teaching career behind and made it her full-time job to be a runner. And she has won so many races, like 100-mile races. I think last year she did like a triple victory of like 3 big 100-mile races that nobody had ever done before. I think they called it the Triple Crown. And she's just an unbelievable example of someone, in this category. And something I found interesting in this article, it had an interview with her, it said that she did not actually follow, a specific training or like a rigid training for everything. She was very intuitive in her decision making. So she said, I wake up and I check in with my body. How does my body feel today? Do my feet feel okay? How does my head feel? She just checks in with herself, and then she gets ready to run. And then if she doesn't feel good anymore, she stops. If she feels good, she'll go faster. She's always checking in and communicating with her own body. And she also eats whatever she wants. She'll eat hamburgers and candy. She said, I eat what fuels me and brings me joy, right? So she does not follow any dietitian's recommendations. She's just following and listening to her own intuition. This is what I need, and this is what will keep me going. It's just incredible to me. So that is very rare to have somebody doing this without professional trainers, and nutritionists and everything. And a final thing she mentioned in an interview, which I found very interesting, something called the pain cave. She says it only happens not when she's training, but in the races, that she gets to the point of reaching the limit of her physical, capabilities, right? She's so tired. It's really, really hard to continue. And then in her mind, she pictures a cave that she calls the pain cave. And she gets a chisel and starts hacking away at it. Like she's making a hole in this cave. Rock by rock, she's hammering away. And that is giving her, the strength to keep moving her legs forward, step by step. It's like she's hacking away at this pain cave. Like, I'm going to overcome this pain. And every time she races, she said, like, I look forward to getting to this pain cave and making this hole bigger and bigger. She keeps seeing it in her mind's eye, right? Just the idea that, your mental strength, can make such an impact. It can overcome any physical pain. That's really incredible to me. And just, she is an example. I'm not going to say that she's, 100% united in mind and body in the way true parents would wish us to be. But she's an example of somebody who has found a purpose, a goal, right, to complete these races and completely united on that goal, right? So that is just giving you an idea, of how that can look. Hey, here's a scripture from the Bible, from Ephesians. This is one of the letters that Paul wrote. The first part, they're both from chapter 4, but I skipped a few verses. So first part is verses 2 and 3. Be completely humble and gentle. Be patient, bearing with one another in love. Make every effort to keep the unity of the Spirit through the bond of peace. Right? This is telling us how to be in unity with each other. Right? So Paul is talking to the early Christians and telling them how to unite. Right? To be humble, be gentle, be patient, keep the unity in the Spirit, the Holy Spirit. Right? And in effect, what Paul's telling the people is to be like Jesus, right? To take on the characteristics of Jesus and to strive for that unity, right? To have that kind of spirit. So Christ himself gave the apostles, the prophets, the evangelists, the pastors, and the teachers. These are basically all the leaders or elders in the church, right? To equip his people for works of service, so that the body of Christ, which is the church, may be built up until we all reach unity in the faith and in the knowledge of the Son of God and become mature, attaining to the whole measure of the fullness of Christ. Right. So this is talking about how we should all become fully united, right, as the body of Christ, meaning the church, and reach full maturity. And I think, that we can all strive for this ourselves, to become fully united as a church, as a movement, right? Under true parents, right? With thinking of Jesus and of true parents. And it does not mean, to me, when I read these words, that we all have to think exactly alike, right? I don't think that's what this means. We have different opinions. We have different ways of looking at things. When we read true parents' words, when we read the Bible, we have different ways of interpreting things, right? And that is okay. And I think it's beautiful because we are all different aspects of God. We all have, this heavenly parent's nature in us, and we can all bring something to the table. But what we can agree on, right, is that we all love God and true parents, and we all strive towards this common goal of establishing the kingdom of heaven on earth, right? So no matter where we may differ on some minor points, we can all unite on this. And that's the same with the church, the churches of Jesus, right? We do have a lot of denominations around, right? A lot of denominations of Christianity. And sometimes these splits happen because of such really minor differences in interpretations of the Bible, right? But in the end, they all still strive for a common goal. So that is, I think, what can still bring and unite the churches together. Okay, and finally, some recent words from True Mother given on the 70th anniversary of HSA this year. In view of the situations arising around the world and natural disasters occurring, the people of the world who are living today need to open their minds to an enlightened view. We cannot make unity based on human-centered thinking, ideas, or systems. The center of the universe, the owner of the earth, is the Creator, our heavenly parent. Right? So what True Mother is saying here simply is that we can't unite around one person's ideas or opinions or thoughts, right? We can only unite on our heavenly parent. We can't depend on our human-centered thinking. And that's why I said we're striving for this higher purpose together, right? We still have our human-centered thinking. It doesn't go away, right? But we're going beyond that to think about the higher purpose. And that is how we can overcome even the most terrible conflicts that are existing in the world. So, tomorrow marks the 1-year anniversary, right, since Hamas kidnapped and killed so many people in Israel. And, it started off this huge war that is still going on now, right, and getting only bigger. So how can we end such a war? How can we end this kind of conflict? Is any one person's opinion, of the conflict, any one leader going to be able to solve the problems? No, right? It can only happen if if everybody comes together and unites for a higher purpose, for a higher goal. And that's how we achieve unity and peace. Okay. So that was my main message for today. And Yeah, again, I feel awkward about this, but I wanted to end on another joke. I tried this out last week when we had our Sunday service picnic. For those of you who were, not here because you couldn't join live on Zoom because we didn't have that, you missed that joke. But I'll try another one today. So, talking about unity, right? Maybe one of the earliest examples where disunity happened was Cain and Abel, right, in the Bible. Well, so I ask you this question. How long did Cain hate his brother? As long as he was able. Okay. Thank you very much. All right. All right. Let's unite, everybody. Okay. So, so now we will have some music playing so we can have a quiet reflection moment and then pass around the offering basket to offer whatever we can for our Heavenly Parent for this community. Thank you. Offer a short prayer to offer up all of these tithings. Dear Heavenly Parent, true parents, we pray that you can accept humbly all of our offerings this morning and that this money can be used for your will, that can be used for a higher purpose, that we can all unite as a community and serve you and serve a greater good. And pray all of these things in my name, Natasha Phillips, the blessed in her family. Aju. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, right. Yes, you can also, I forgot to mention, you can scan here and give online if, like me, you forgot to bring any cash with you. So, all right. I did forget. Yeah. Do you like the guitar? It's a very nice guitar. I did forget in the beginning, when we did the greeting, to greet everybody joining online. So if you don't mind doing that now, we can just wave and say hello. Thank you for joining us today. Hello. It's very nice that you could come. Yeah. So if you ever have any comments or reflections, you know that since you're not able to come in person, please feel free to email me or text me. You can do that too. All right, now it is time for our announcements. Do you have any announcements? No? Okay, Mommy's got a few, so I'll go right ahead. Yeah. I'm going to put you down. So first, this is relevant for kids like him, but also for kids at heart of any age. On October 20th, I want to do service a little differently and calling it a Halloween service or a Holyween service, right? So just want to announce it now, and so you don't have to feel shy about it, and it's totally optional, but you can come in costume on that day, okay? If you're interested, yeah. It's optional, but you know there may be a prize for the best costume. So it could be a couple costume, you know. It can be a family costume. It could be just all on your own. Yeah, you can get creative. We'll have some special treats. We also have a very wonderful sister, Lisa Take from Maryland, who is decorating beautiful pumpkins, and she wants to give those to the children of our community. So, yeah, so that's very generous. Lisa is doing that. Yeah, I think she is your spiritual mother. Is that right? Spiritual grandmother. That's right. Dr. Wayne Miller's spiritual grandmother. So, yes, she's very kindly doing that for us. And yeah, so I hope that you can tell your kids, your grandkids to come as well. We'll make it really fun and have some, great activities to do as well within the space that we have, Yeah. Okay. And another event coming up more earlier than that, the next flyer you have? Yes. Okay, this is a Divine Principles seminar next Saturday right here. Okay. And that will be presented by Tetsuya, who's Reverend Jung's son. And we're inviting guests, of course, especially those who have come to our events recently, like yesterday's cultural event. But if you have anybody that you'd like to bring, please feel free and just RSVP to Michiko-san to let her know that you're planning to come, because they're making lots of preparations for it, right? And lunch will be included, so it's good to know ahead of time who's coming. No, you won't come because you'll be in Pennsylvania with me, so you're not coming. I'm sorry. You'll miss out this time. Okay, so wish them all the best of success with that. Yes. Okay, I have a few more announcements written on my phone so I don't forget them all. Yeah, okay. Yes, that's right. On October 19th, we to end Alzheimer's happening, right, with Dr. Bill Selig as the captain, and my family will participate. A few other families have signed up as well. Yeah. And I actually watched a YouTube video this week by a neuroscientist, who studies the brain and its effect on memory, and she came out to say that actually walking can benefit people and reduce the risk of dementia and Alzheimer's. Yeah, incredibly, she gave one statistic based on a study that was done. It was 65-year-olds walking just 3 times a week reduced the chance of Alzheimer's and dementia by 30%, because physical activity can help add extra layers over your brain and kind of make it harder, for it to be attacked. So it'll take longer, basically. So the walk to end Alzheimer's can quite, literally be done just doing a lot of walking, right? So yeah, it's not too late to join us if you like to, or just walk in your daily life wherever you can, do the physical activity wherever you can. I encourage you to do that. Yeah. Also on the 19th, we will have our young family gathering here at 11 a.m. And on the 26th of October, we have a KEA workshop. That's from 2 to 5 p.m. Right? If you want to know more about this, you can ask Reverend Jung. It will be in Korean with a dinner included after the presentations. And you can work on improving your own Korean, or maybe if you have some Korean neighbors or friends, please bring them, invite them to come to this. And let Reverend Jung know if, you're able to come. So that's the 26th. And finally, wanted to say we want to continue offering prayers to members in our community, especially to Sunhyun Miller, right, the Miller's son, youngest son, who is still on a long road to recovery, right? But we're always hopeful to hear signs of improvement. I read recently that, he said his wife Yolshim's name, right? And that's beautiful that he's starting to say some words, and we're really hopeful that he will receive the best treatment possible and continue to improve. So we keep up our prayers for him and for his wife and the whole family. Yes, you want to share something? Sure.
Just wanted to say, because today was about unity, Sunyan was so big on unity. Exactly as you said, he had events and he didn't care what people believe, just listen and understand each other, love each other. So in Boston Family Church, many second generation him back to his and Yoshim's retreats. So let's practice unity even for Sonia. And also thinking about true parents' awesomeness, how many children they love. So when we suffer, we really think about true parents. So awesome, and we will witness too, so let's witness to others and grow.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes. Yeah. I love that Sonia is so interested in unity and supporting that. And yeah, I'm glad that this message resonated with you today. We also want to continue praying for Pastor Werner Subert. Our family actually visited him this week. And it was nice to talk to him and his wife, Debbie. And, he is still fighting and going through the treatments, actively radiation, chemotherapy, and continue to pray for his strength and at this very challenging time. And also continue to pray for Juan Sanchez, right, and Stafford, who is on hospice care and has dementia, and we don't know how long he has either, right? So please pray for his family. And there's so many others, right? I'm sure that we can think of. So I hope that we can continue to pray for each other, right, and lift each other up as a community, as brothers and sisters. Okay, thank you. And now, this next portion, I want to show some pictures and kind of report a little on recent events we had, because we just concluded, actually today, 21 days of an activation of witnessing, right? And we want to celebrate the victories that were achieved, great and small. Do I do this with the clicker? The pictures are there? Okay. All right. So, yes, the first one, we had the Women's Federation for World Peace Bridge of Peace ceremony that took place here. It was an interfaith prayer and water ceremony, and there were 3 pairs of bridge crossers, and it was all very deeply moving and heartfelt. And I felt, even though it was small, it was a great beginning for Women's Federation to restart. And there were 2 guests. One of them is pictured here, who attended for the first time, right? And we were first time coming here. So we hope to keep in touch with them and encourage them to come back and, to connect through Women's Federation, and that way also receive education and connect to the greater vision. And the second, so the second thing we did the very next day, right, this was last Sunday, was we had a family picnic. And this was great because it was a lot of in-reach, I guess, more so than getting new guests. But we had families join us that don't always come to Sunday service here. And there were some families that even came from Maryland, which surprised me. It was like, oh, wow, you came over here joining our community. That's great. Welcome. So, yeah, we even had from other states coming to attend this picnic. We had a wonderful time. Yes, thanks to God, the weather held up. It was a little windy, but no rain. So we had a great time. Singing was like a short worship, and then some games. Like I had this idea to do team bonding games. So that was organized by the wonderful Tsurue. Do we have a video to show, or? Yeah, okay. Feel free to show that. Yes, this was where they're picking up kidney beans with chopsticks and bringing them back. You see who can collect the most kidney beans. So yeah, this was a lot of fun. We had a lot of laughs. Yes, you just said it was fast, yeah. Cheating at work. Well, well, well. Oh, she dropped one. Yeah. Okay. Is that enough? It seems like a long video, but we don't have to show the whole thing, I guess. You get the idea, right? Yeah. So for those of you who missed it, I hope you can come to the next one. Yeah, I'd love to repeat that, do it again. I like these kind of fun, game style things to, it doesn't matter how old you are or how young you are, we can all join in and have some fun together. Yeah. Oh, there's a few more pictures. Yeah, we had the piggyback. Oh, and now we come to yesterday's event. Wow. And for this, honestly, I can't take any credit, really. This was all organized by Mrs. Yokoyama Michiko-san. Let's give her a big round of applause. Woo! So this was the International Culture Festival, right? We had representation from Thailand, Peru, India, America, Africa, right? Cameroon, Japan. Yeah, it was very international, and we still have the flags set up here, right? And I think this is also very in theme with the idea of uniting, right? Uniting all the different cultures together. We can all come together and have a great time, great experience. Yeah, so there's some pictures of the dances that we had. And, we had delicious food as well, and songs performed. And we had a full house, and it was great. So, Michiko-san told me there were 28 guests and 27 members. So, yeah, the guests actually outnumbered the members yesterday. So that was really amazing. And we hope that, they will want to come back, right? We invite them to join next week for the DP seminar. And I also told them they're welcome to come to join our Sunday service at any time. So we're very excited to see the result that this brought. And this was the Thai dance. A Japanese choir. This is the Indian dance. Actually, she's the granddaughter of the realtor who found us this place here. So, yeah.
These ladies to this.
Yeah, this was a dance called Ambasi Bay. And
today,
Peruvian song.
in my country,
Yeah, this was HB singing an original song representing America. Okay, yeah, so, and then we all concluded by singing a song together, right? Let there be peace on earth. Yeah, so a beautiful theme, uniting theme. And yeah, I was very proud to be attending and experience it all. Michiko-san, would you like to share some more words about it in your own words, if you like?
Yeah, so originally we wanted to invite young people, but happened to be old and young mixed. And the family, many family came. So Mrs. Jenkins, I told her 2 days before the event, and she invited the neighbor, and 5 of them came. So very interesting family came. So like grandparents and children and granddaughters came. So we like to educate those people, all ages. Yeah, and some of them I like to invite to Cheongwon-gun, the Korea trip, like Govinda. They really want to go to Korea as a couple, even though they are not Christian, but they are long-time ambassador of peace. So some of them are going to Korea.
Wow, that's incredible. Thank you. Yeah, so we would like to celebrate. The reason I kicked this boot off is because I'd like to ask everyone to come up to the front. We would like to take a group commemorative picture, actually. If we can get the background, there we go. So first 21-day Stratcom witnessing condition, victory celebration. Okay. So we're celebrating the first 21 days, and then we will continue, right? I mean, next week, we already have our next DP seminar planned, so please continue to invite guests, and we'll continue to host some fun activities and events. You know, anybody's welcome to the Halloween event, right? Especially families. Bring your neighbors' families again back for that one. We'll have a great time together. Okay, can everybody come forward? Don't be shy. Yes, let's send a picture to True Mother. Okay. Ellie, you come join us, honey. Yeah. Kids, too. Everybody can come join us for the picture up here. Yes, thank you. Yes. Ellie, come over here, honey. Come on. Oh, yes, we have a toy. Well, we can all remain standing for our final song, right? Yes, we'll have one more song to finish our service today. Let's invite our band back up.
All right, if everyone can please rise up on your feet and join us for our last song, Higher Ground. I'm pressing on the upward way to heights I'm gaining every day. Still praying as I'm onward bound. Will plant my feet on higher ground. Lord, lift me up and let me stand. 1, 2. By faith on heaven's stable land. 3, 4. A higher plane than I have found. Lord, place my feet on higher ground. My heart has no desire to stay where doubts arise and fears dismay. Though some may dwell where these abound, my prayer, my aim is higher ground. Lord, lift me up and let me stand by faith on heaven's stable land. A higher plane that I have found. Lord, plant my feet on higher ground. I want to live above the world. Those saints and stars at me are hurled. For faith has brought the joyful sound. The song of saints on higher ground. Lord, lift me up and let me stand by faith on heaven's stable land. A higher plane that I have found. Lord, plant my feet on higher ground. I want to scale the utmost height and catch a gleam of glory bright. But still I'll pray till heaven I found. Lord, lead me on to higher ground. Lord, lift me up and let me stand by faith on heaven's stable land. A higher plane than I have found. Lord, plant my feet on higher ground. Lord, lift me up. Lord, lift me up and let me stand by faith on heaven's stable land. A higher plane than I have found. Lord, plant my feet on higher ground.
All right, thank you so much. Let's remain standing together just for blessing the food. Dear Heavenly Parent, we thank you for this beautiful Sunday and everyone gathered here. We pray that you can bless this food. We can enjoy it together as brothers and sisters. We thank you so much for those who prepared this meal for us and pray that we may receive it gratefully. Pray this in my name, Tasha Phillips, blessed in her family, Jew. Hey, thank you, everybody, and I hope to see many of you come next week because Dr. Shimio is going to be giving a guest sermon in my absence. So look forward to it, and I will join online. Thank you, everybody.